Honest J. Nowak. Coming at you live. Alright. A pleasure to meet all at last, and welcome back to Honest J. Nowak once again. So let's get on with some more content revolving around this Soul Black notepad, which is already open now. But that's okay, because guess what? We're on to episode 756. And I don't know about you, but it could be high time for me to basically have some other opportunities lying ahead. So with that in mind, I'm probably going to be going on ahead and trying my hand out at some good old tuition for this episode. Tuition, of course, is a type of payment that you make towards any kind of college or university. But it's not that simple in terms of, well, defining it as it is. Tuition is, in fact, actually a bit of a compilation of different things out there revolving around payments necessary in order to continue on through higher education, like going into a college or university or technical school or otherwise. The way I see it, though, because as a matter of fact, I'm actually hoping to get into college at some point to possibly achieve myself quite a big degree and maybe give myself probably the best potential that I could have ever possibly had. And, well, the truth is that I'm also hoping to have a lot of other things take place. But when it comes to having higher education, tuition is one of those things, one of those big obstacles that could in fact be responsible for possibly hurting a lot of people's potential and also a lot of people's bright futures that they might see far ahead of them. But it's most likely due to the fact that maybe someday we might actually find ourselves quite a big useful partition in our lives where we actually could have a time where we don't have to pay so much tuition at the same time. But given all the context that goes behind all the things that you do have to pay up for, including fees just to get into the schools themselves, and not to mention paying hundreds of dollars just for the different books, whereas you could buy them online for a really short price, really short, especially if you go onto places like eBay like I would. And I tell you, I buy things for like a fifth or even a tenth of the cost of how most of these things would probably cost at like the stores or somewhere like that. Tuition, of course, is one of those things that you certainly have no matter what happens. There's always a loophole where you can utilize to the best of your advantage. Tuition is one of those where you cannot really find a good way around it. And even if you could, it would probably not work out all too well. So I myself, I'm more than glad that I'm actually staying away from a lot of these higher educations, a lot of these universities and all that good stuff, just because of a lot of these recurring issues that I've heard happen to a lot of people out there. It forces thousands of students these days to drop out of these schools, or possibly even worse than anything like that. So I guess the biggest point that I might as well grab onto within this exact concept is just the fact that tuition is quite a big obstacle. A pothole in the road that if you were to run over, you might end up in an accident. Analogies probably could have been a whole lot better than that, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. So I suppose right now is where I should probably cut it because, well, I'm probably going to have a few more HJN episodes to make, especially given all this time that I've had with a lot of things out there, and given the fact that I've had tons of opportunities lately to create more content. And I tell you, the past couple of weeks have certainly been a bit of a grind and kind of a stress boat in most ways. But I'm still going to do what I can to work in these kinds of situations and try to find some good solutions to these, well, incidents. But right now, it's time that I close off on this subject because, well, tomorrow we're going to be going through a lot of things that are considerably better. But if you want to see more go down on my channel, especially while looking at what's ahead here, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.